My barn was older than Karen's ego, but she swore it was an eyesore. Last Tuesday, she stormed my porch, waving a clipboard like a battle flag, demanding I demolish it or face HOA fines. I laugh at me land my rules. Her face turned beet red, and she screeched about property values like I'd burned her designer purse. That barn held my father's tools, my kids' rope swings, my life's sweat. No way was I tearing it down for her manicured lawn obsession. Karen didn't stop. She rallied the HOA, slapped me with violation notices, and even called code enforcement, claiming my barn was structurally unsound. I got it inspected solid as ever. But she kept pushing, her voice shrill at every meeting, her emails flooding my inbox with threats. Neighbors whispered she'd lost it, but I didn't expect how far she'd go. One night, I caught her sneaking around my property with a gas can. My heart stopped. She wasn't just whining, she was dangerous. The next day, I confronted her at the community center. "Stay off my land, Karen," I said, voice low. She smirked, denying everything, but her eyes darted like a cornered animal. That's when I knew she wouldn't quit. I installed cameras, reinforced the barn's locks, and told my kids to steer clear. The tension hung thick, like storm clouds before a tornado. I wasn't just fighting for my barn, Anna Maria, it was my family, my legacy, my peace. Then it happened. Friday night, 2 a.m., my smoke alarm blared. I bolted outside, and there it was, my barn, flames licking its walls, black smoke choking the stars. My gut twisted. I grabbed the hose, screaming for my wife to call 911. Neighbors poured out, some helping, others gawking. Karen stood across the street, arms crossed, her face unreadable. Firefighters doused the blaze, but half the barn was gone, charred beams, collapsed roof, my dad's old tractor a twisted husk. I wanted to strangle her, but I had no proof. The climax hit Sunday morning. I was sifting through the wreckage when my neighbor, Jake, ran over, phone in hand. "You need to see this," he panted. He'd caught Karen on his security cam, sneaking back to my barn that night, lighter in hand. My blood boiled. I marched to her pristine house, Jake trailing me, recording. She opened the door, smug as ever, but her smile vanished when I held up Jake's phone. "Got you," I said. She stammered, then screamed I'd framed her, but Jake uploaded the clip to the neighborhood group chat. The truth spread like wildfire. Karen's counterattack was pathetic. She claimed I'd provoked her, that my ugly barn had ruined her mental health. She filed a restraining order, saying I'd threatened her. The HOA, spineless as ever, tried mediating, but the video was undeniable. Neighbors turned on her, people she'd bullied for years. Karen finally saw her for what she was. At the next meeting, I presented the footage to the sheriff. Karen's face drained of color when they cuffed her for arson. She wailed, blaming everyone but herself, as they led her away. The fallout was glorious, but hollow. Karen's house went up for sale. She couldn't face the shame. The HOA backed off, even offered to fund repairs, but the barn was more than wood and nails. It was my haven, now half ashes. I rebuilt what I could, piece by piece, with neighbors pitching in, folks Karen had alienated, now united against her petty tyranny. My kids helped paint it red, a defiant middle finger to her reign. Yet, standing in the new barn, I felt no joy. Karen's desperation had scorched more than my property. It exposed how one person's obsession could unravel a community. I'd won, sure, but at what cost? The barn stood tall again, but the scars remained mine, my family's, even the neighborhood's. Karen lost it, all right, but we all paid the price.